previous meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second,
Oh, it's
all
just
in-
me and you?
It's just me and you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
That's all we need
Yeah.
today, yeah, let's get something passed. Motion,
Yeah, second, yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes, so the minutes stand approved. For our new business, we have a resolution authorizing the expansion of downtown entertainment hours for Copper Top for their St. Patrick's Day celebration on March the 17th. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. So this is a request on behalf of Copper Top to temporarily expand the downtown entertainment district hours from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Tuesday, March the 17th. Copper Top would like to host a St. Patrick's Day celebration featuring live music, cornhole, and crawfish. And they seek to close a portion of 23rd Avenue at 4th Street by permit. And this has been vetted and approved by TPD, but we'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions.
I would like to make a point on that as well. We've never had an issue with Copper Top. You know, we've had these type of events in the past. But I think the one thing that we do need clarification from the council on is, do you want to keep on doing these type of events outside? Each one of these establishments, they have brick and mortar, and they do a lot of business inside. So I think while the permits are being processed, we would like some guidance from the council saying, hey, do y'all want to keep on trying to do these events or not? As our world changes.
How many people do they usually have to show up?
They said they would have 60 at any given time, but the one thing about outside events, you can have one person, you could have 300 people. You don't know who's going to be coming and going that day.
Chairman, can I?
Yes.
I guess my concern with this is, and again, I'm not on this committee,
No,
but
you're.
are we opening ourselves up to more requests like this? What if, when you talk about individual bars making these requests, what if a bar down the street makes the same request for another event? And,
Well,
I mean,
tell me if I'm wrong, other bars probably don't have the room outside, do they?
Well, Copper Top doesn't own that street, so it's a permit to do that. So if
So it's
you,
on this, okay, I was
Yes,
thinking
sir.
there was a vacant lot over there.
no, sir, it's closed on the north side right there.
Oh, okay.
So basically, it's going to be closing city right away, city street usage. They want to do a band, cornhole, and crawfish, and have live entertainment. So that's why we're kind of looking at some direction from the council of how y'all want to handle these in the future. We have denied, a permit came through recently to close down the entire 4th and 23rd area. We straight out denied that. Typically in the past, we have allowed the ones that are on the corner right there on the north side, but we'd love to have some guidance going forward of, how y'all see it and what y'all want as a council.
I am, I'm okay with how y'all are currently handling it. You bring the ones to us that you feel will be safe in nature for the community and for the bars. So I don't know, like, do you want them to take a different process or start shutting these down altogether?
It's your district.
yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I've got a couple of these bars that are actually in my district. And again, I don't want to get in the process of saying yes to one bar and no
Okay.
to the other one. So, I mean, again, that's my concern. If it's a city event where we're expanding the hours and shutting down the street, okay. But like you said, when you've got individual bar owners who have brick and mortar facilities, and we
Going
start to
forward,
shut
it'd
down,
be easier just to say we're not gonna do that.
and how do we handle public safety? How do we handle cleanup? Is that on us? Is that on them? Or
It'd be basically, we would have officers working down there, but they would be our Delta force.
but it's at our dime.
It'd
It's
be
on
our
our
dime on
dime.
that one.
And-
And I'm 100% good. I agree that, a conversation needs to be had about the outside spaces. I'd rather keep everything inside, and that way it's safer for everybody. We've seen in cities all across America, when you have different things going outside, bad things can happen. It's kept inside, they have a business, and, they can do their business inside, but
So
we
is
haven't had
this
any problems in the
just to
past.
bar events, or would this be to any events that we have throughout the city?
I mean, if it's city events, the city, we're paying public safety, we're paying for cleanup. But if it's an individual bar, we're still paying.
We're still
public
paying
safety.
for all of that,
We're
either
still-
way.
And it's actually their event. And I
Because
think
the bar
that's my
cannot
concern.
hire off-duty officers to work an alcohol-related event as a bar, so it's against our
I'm
policy.
for, well, y'all, I've made it clear how I feel about some of these bars anyway, but, I'll take your lead.
I think Mr. Eaton's point on, there's a difference between a city and
Yeah.
than a private vendor having an event and expecting city resources to basically to close down a city street, protect it, then afterwards.
Clean it up.
Well, I remember we denied that one out on 13th Street East not
Yes, sir.
too long
And
ago.
we've taken a hard look over the past couple of months of events that do serve alcohol that create large crowds. The world's changing. I think we need to change with that. So I appreciate Councilman Eatman looking at this and
Sure.
saying maybe it's time to stop this type of thing.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So, okay, I'm with the council person. So what are we gonna do with this one?
Well, I'm not gonna make a motion.
Okay, I guess the motion fails.
If it,
There's
no
no
motion,
Huh?
It dies for lack of a motion.
Dies for lack of a motion.
Okay.
That's good, Councilman. Okay,
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so, next we have Tuscaloosa Fire and Rescue update. So this is a department update from Chief Delk.
Yes, ma'am. Before Chief Dale comes up here, one thing that we promise to do is kind of bring public safety to the forefront in our public safety meetings. So before he gets up here and gives his presentation, I kind of want to let you know what you'd expect going forward. Once a month, we'll have a representative from fire, the next month from police, and they'll give updates of their department. So every other meeting that's at all states will be the different department. So anything you want to see on the next time they present, please let them know. And we're just trying to highlight Tuscaloosa Fire Rescue, and then in 2 weeks it'll be police, and then it'll alternate again. So, Chief Dale.
Okay, Chief Delk. I think this is your first report to us.
It is.
It is, so
I've
exciting.
sent some monthly reports, but this is the first in-person.
Gotcha.
Person report. So, good afternoon, Council, Mayor. Thank y'all for this opportunity to highlight our department. I think this is important for us, not only to highlight what we're doing in our department, but also letting you and the citizens know what your investment's doing in our department. And I think that's a big part of this, to make sure that we're all on the same page and you guys see that investment playing out. And there's a return on that investment. To start out with, I guess it'd help if I'd play through my slideshow, wouldn't it? Tuscaloosa Fire and Rescue, this is Station 1. Tuscaloosa Fire and Rescue, just kind of a brief overview. We have 12 stations within the city. If you can see this right here, this is kind of our organizational structure, broken down, 2 deputy chiefs. We have a support division that involves the Fire Marshal's division, EMS division, training division, and also logistics. And those are some big, we've made a really big push here lately on the training division, prioritizing specialty teams, the things that we've noticed in our department that we need to get better at. Because those are things that not only help citizens, but keep firefighters alive. And so that's been a big push for us. 12 stations, we have 12 pumpers. When we say pumpers, those are the ones carrying the hose in the water. We also run 4 truck companies in the city of Tuscaloosa. So truck companies deal with extrication, heavy extrication on the scenes, but your truck companies are the ones that are throwing ladders on that building, doing your searching for victims, not only searching for victims, but also fire extinction. And so that's what helps those pumpers, those hose teams, actually make a stop on a residential structure and give somebody something to move back into, rather than protecting the slab. One of the things that we have focused on in Tuscaloosa recently is our specialty teams. This is one thing that coming up through the department, we always had specialty teams. We needed to do a better job at prioritizing the training for those specialty teams and also making sure that there was a standard there. So we have established standards. We have named specialty team leaders. So we've got hazmat, water rescue, technical rescue, and dive. And those are done each Monday. Those are done, each one of those resources is done. Just yesterday, the water rescue team was doing their new standard for swim test. And that was done at some facilities that helped out, partnered with us, and allowed us to start setting that standard that if we're sending those guys in these specialized resources, we've got to have a standard there, not only for them to perform, but before they perform, we've got to make sure that they're trained efficiently. Setting up these specialty teams is not only establish those standards, but it's decentralized things. Before getting this job, I was the captain at Station 2, and Station 2 was just kind of the closet that everything was kept in. We were making sure that things were ready But there was a lot of the department that was not involved in that. So breaking up some of these specialty teams and getting them out to other stations has allowed all 12 of those stations that I briefed over a minute ago, has allowed all 12 of those stations to take part in some of these specialized responses. And it sets us up as a city better for when one of these responses come in. We've got the personnel that are trained to do that. We've made sure that we're investing in modern technology. We're working with TPD, cyber. We've also got some demos going on later this month on some dive equipment, some specialized things that the city of Tuscaloosa would make us a better responding, better mitigating agency by going that technological route. So we're finalizing rosters. The biggest thing on some of these specialty teams, and we're here definitely to thank the city, especially you as a council, for investing in my department. We had a very big investment for training this year, but we also got a grant awarded to us. Somewhat after that budget went out, we also got an assistance to firefighter grant. This was a $219,000, almost $220,000 grant that was awarded to us. The city had to come up with a 10% match. So total investment right here is $241,000 for the training of some of those specialty teams that we just went through. This funding is going to cover tuition, travel expenses. The big thing about this is this is something that as we're rolling towards RSA, we're getting more and more new guys coming into the department. We need that boost in training money to get these guys certified and make sure that we're following FEMA's standards to do that. I know this is a lot thrown on one slide, but I just wanted to point out this is what a team roster looks like for a FEMA response. So they expect all of those. If you look at the far left, those are the team positions. If you look at all those red boxes, those are the courses that they require you to complete. And so those are all over the place. Those eat up a lot of a departmental budget to make sure that our guys are meeting that standard. But this takes us to a type 1 FEMA response ready team. And so that grant that we just touched on, that grant will get us, a lot of those classes are taught at Texas A&M, Florida's Emergency Response Academy, Mobile Fire and Rescue. So all of those positions that were listed on that previous slide have to be filled for us to make a response, like we did to Texas this past summer. So the next slide is your brief overview of what our January run volume looks like. So 57 fire calls, 802 EMS calls, 389 service calls. And so I think the fire runs probably speak for themselves. Those are vehicle fires, structure fires, anything that involved a fire or fire related. EMS calls, these are all over the place. Your motor vehicle accidents, your chest pains, difficulty breathing-ins, allergic reactions. Those were all the runs that we made this month. So, and the last one is service. And I know we've got a hazmat picture up there. So we made a hazmat call this January. That was a hazmat, but also a medical incident. Patient was treated and recovered. But those service calls, the fire department makes service calls that really deal anything in the city that doesn't involve the need for law enforcement. We get gas, electrical, water, lift assist, medication issues, smoke alarms, elevator calls. All of those focus in on this service. So that's a big part of what we do, and we're hoping that we do that in our communities up to the standard that the city of Tuscaloosa holds us to. One of the most notable things in our service calls, the unsung heroes in my department, are our EMSP or EMS prevention social workers. They do an excellent job there. This is one of those jobs in the city that nobody really looks at until after the fact, until we actually get those people the help that they need. It lets us slow down and actually solve the problem instead of responding to it. I think I've got a lot of good guys that are riding these trucks that when that bell goes off, they're going to show up on that scene, handle what needs to be handled. But maybe we're not the best when it comes to actually solving that problem before it starts. And that's what those social workers are doing right now. They're finding the needs. as they come to them. One of the biggest part of the social work that we see, they do an intake survey. So 80% right now of the EMS prevention clients have some type of mental health disorder. So they are highly focused not only on diagnosing that mental health disorder, but finding them the help that they need. So that is definitely, Tuscaloosa Fire and Rescue is focused on, not only responding to these calls, but hopefully mitigating and finding some issues in places that we can find help for those that we're responding on. And the last slide I have here is accomplishments within the department. That first picture on the left was paramedic school. We had 4 individuals that just graduated paramedic school. That's about a year and a half school that these guys did on duty, working all over the place, nights and day, doing rotations, going to school, and they've just passed their national registry exam, so they will be getting on a rescue truck very soon. The middle picture there is an officer development course. A couple of those guys went to what's called a battalion chief boot camp, and that's going to be big for some of these guys that have never taken a leadership role within the department, kind of giving them some command and control presence on some of these larger scenes and getting practice at that. And then the last picture right there, we had 2 guys that just graduated smoke diver. They just got their smoke diver certification. 40 enrolled in that class, only 13 completed it. And we in Tuscaloosa had 2 of those that completed that certification. So that's a big, to me, is a big accomplishment for us. Another thing that you don't see in that picture is both of those guys are legacy hires. Both of those guys' fathers work for us. And so to me, they didn't get their job just by their name. Those guys are putting in the work and doing what they need to within our department.
Nice.
So, any questions?
I have a comment. When we interviewed for chief, whenever that was, a year ago,
I think so. I think about 8 or 9 months ago.
two of the issues that came up, and I'm glad you're working on, was the training issue and the specialty teams. And I'm very happy to hear you're working on those.
Yes,
I think
sir.
that's a big deal, bigger deal than I realized
It
until a year
is.
ago.
Thank you all for the support. That's the only way it gets done.
Chief, I think in your next presentation, I guess it'd be in 4 weeks, I know something that, and you and I have had these discussions. I know Director Blankley and you've had these discussions as well, is how you plan on approaching the anticipated number of employees or firefighters who may retire once RSA conversion happens. So I know you've been working on this and you have a plan of action, and I think it would be, I think I would like for you to share it with the committee and also with the public.
Well, and out of 264 employees, we've got 52 that are eligible to retire in October. So pretty significant number to have to recover or build off of. Not recover, build off of.
I like that. So that'll be an interesting report.
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you so much for your leadership and for this report today. Are there any more questions or comments from the committee or any council members? All right, Chief, thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Safety Director, you have anything else?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Thank you
for
so
your time.
much. This is so refreshing to hear in person. If there is nothing else, then I would like to have a motion. I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
You made a second, however.
All in favor?
Me.
All in favor?